Hello everyone and welcome back to the Carcode channel. Today I've got a very exciting video as today I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Porsche Taycan. This is Porsche's first electric car for the masses really, well if you can call it that. It's still a very expensive car starting at £72,000 but it's made to be in the luxury supercar sort of electric car market. They're not the first people to come into this market. The top end Jaguar I-Paces cost around £70,000–£80,000 and they will also compete with this car. Starting trim level comes with 408 horsepower of power. This one here has over 680 horsepower. Since Porsche has brought out the Taycan, many competitors have decided to do the same, such as Mercedes with the EQS, which is a more comfort orientated rather than performance luxury vehicle, as well as the Audi e-tron GT, which is essentially the same car as this. It's based on the same platform, all the seats inside are the same, etc. I think personally the e-tron GT versus the Taycan, I think the e-tron GT actually looks better. But when it comes to the Turismo, that is a beautiful car and I think that is far superior and definitely one you should go for. Especially at this price point, only for a few £1,000s more, you get that shape and it looks much better. You can actually customize this car so much, it's unreal. And I think that's great at this price point. And I think at lower price points, it should be available too in cars. They should take note from Porsche with this customizability of the car. You can get the brake calipers in loads of different colors. The body colors are the metallic, it's around £772, which isn't bad for a car of this. Obviously, you'd like it to be included, but that's not a bad option for Porsche because they can be a bit expensive on their options. We've got loads of choices of wheels as well. These are a 21-inch alloy wheel and they start off with 20-inch alloy wheels. They're sort of just a normal silver colour. When you spec up a bit, I think most people will, and you can get some really nice looking wheels on these. So the wheels on this car, I actually prefer these to the one I showed you before. These are the 21-inch Porsche Taycan individual wheels and these are over £2,000 option, but as you can see, they look absolutely incredible. If you look on the configurator online, there's literally endless possibilities. So this is obviously another Taycan in the showroom and this is finished in the colour crayon. It's a really nice sort of unique sort of beigey white cream colour and the same as inside. This one here is £140,127 and it's the Taycan Turbo. It's got £23,000 worth of options, so you can see how the options really add up. Also, your charging flap opens like that, it's shut. There, pretty cool. As you are paying a lot for a car, you like so you just tap it and it just comes out like that. Really useful. You've also got your two different types of charger there, so you can use it at any charging point. The base model comes with 220 to 268 miles of range, so there's a bit of a ballpark figure they've given you there, but it's not made to be a long range car. It's made to be a sports car. And I think lots of buyers buying this car are not necessarily looking for an electric car. They're just looking for a sports car and they happen to see, oh, Porsche are doing an electric sports car, or they just want a Porsche and they get the electric one. I think that's a lot of the market in this area will be those customers. I like it a lot better on.
It took me about 2 years to develop that noise.
Yeah.
So I'll just roll into the power. So this is just in normal mode.
That's incredible. So inside the Porsche Taycan is really where it shines. Obviously it's a Porsche, so you expect some luxuriness. There's lots of choices of seats and options. Sorry if I don't get all the details in because this car is actually a minefield with the amount of options. This one is the top of the range Turbo S model. I'll put how much that starts from on the screen. The seats are all electrically adjustable, really useful to have. One thing I don't like about this car is the panoramic roof is not standard, and I think that's a really important thing to have. So in this car, it's actually pretty light, even with the dark headlining. This is also the suede dark headlining it's actually a really nice option to have. Obviously, you don't touch it too much, so it'll keep its really nice look. You've also got these two dual screens. Got your cup holders in pretty random place, but look really, really cool. Center console in here with your phone charging bay there as well. Really cool as well with your clock on the dial. It's a pretty amazing car, if I'm being honest. I'm going to talk about a few downsides and then the upsides, of course, of this car. So let's lock this car. Power folding door mirrors are a £210 option. On this sort of car, I definitely think they should be standard, obviously. My Volkswagen Golf has power folding mirrors. I don't think there's much excuse from that Porsche. A few little things where they're trying to grab money here and there. The fact that it doesn't have power folding mirrors, I think that's a bit poor of Porsche, let's be real. I thought this one would have it as it's a top spec, but no, still an option, unfortunately. As well, the panoramic sunroof, that's also an option, I'm afraid, and it would be nice if that was standard like it is on the Audi. But remember, the Audi does start from £10,000 more than this car, but so you're just going to have to look at how you're going to spec it. The specs you can really get carried away with this car. I think I spec my perfect one and it was about £102,000 or something. So obviously it's a lot of money, but it is the ultimate electric car. I think a two-door Porsche electric car will be coming soon. I think that is what everyone is wanting, and that is going to sell like hotcakes, I think. 911 electric would be a really nice car. Anything else? I don't think so. I think this is a really great car. If you've got the money, obviously, it is ultimate luxury. So let's talk about some of the cool things about the Taycan. I'm going to talk about the headlights because I think they're actually awesome. So these are obviously the Matrix LED headlights, and these are all standard on the Taycan. I think they're just such a nice design. They kind of look cute, and they're very similar to what's on the concept. Really similar, in fact. Really nice. You've got these four sort of dots, and then your eye in the middle, if you like. Also got these intakes. On some, you can get an option of a chunky intake. Personally, I really prefer this slimmer look. You've also got your Porsche badge, of course. Really nice that they've also gone for the proper badge. So it's still a proper badge, it's inlaid into the car, but it's not like how lots of companies are going and they're going for like a simplified badge. I don't think Porsche customers want that. They like this badge. They like the original thing, and I like some things on this car do feel very sort of retro and classical Porsche. You can change the chassis height. This is pretty incredible. You see the little sign on there saying up, going up. That is incredibly cool, and obviously that makes this car really comfortable. If you want to show it off, then you can put your lowered on, and then obviously I'd probably drive it around with the lift on everywhere. I'll show you what it looks like now with the lift on. Pretty cool. I like the lifted look, I think the best, especially if you're going for the Cross Turismo. It's a really cool option to have. I think it's gonna not be cheap, but I'll let you know how much it is, and I'll put it onto the low mode, and it's gonna lower itself down. We can watch that now. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. So it happens very slowly, but you can see the back just dipping there. So it's all very safe, and the front's dipping down now. Really cool that it can do that. I've not seen any cars with air suspension in real life before, and I think it's such a cool idea and a really nice thing to have on a car. It would be cool if it could do the jumpy thing, but... So you've got a massive boot, obviously, but it's sort of a different shape as it is the saloon model. I think the Cross Turismo is going to sell a lot better than this car, actually, as it's just a more practical body style and more stylish 100% as well. Also got your charge cable, of course, in the back here. And it's all extremely premium, as you'd imagine. It's electric tailgate. really nice because I find saloon boots pretty hard to close, as they sort of a weird action. It's not like a hatch, so that's a really good thing on this car. This car's got a fruit, so let's lift that up. Again, it harks back to rear engine days. Like, this car is all-wheel drive, but it harks back to the days where cars were completely had a front boot and the back was where the engine was. So I think that's really cool. So open that up. Now, obviously, there's not much space as they've got the battery and all the gubbins, and obviously you've got to have your crash area, but you've still got a nice size boot in here. You can put a bag in there. In fact, I'll do a demonstration now. I've got my backpack in here, pretty full of stuff. I can easily pop that in there. It's actually cavernous, this boot. I could probably put 3 of my backpacks in there. You could probably put a small suitcase in there or whatever you'd like, and I think that's really cool. You probably end up filling it with things, but really good to have, and I hope most electric cars in the future have this feature, and obviously hark back to the heritage where the front boot was the norm. You just click it down like that. Really cool feature. To Porsche Centre South Lakes as well, I had a little drive in the Taycan and it was incredible. They've got this absolutely huge centre now in Carnforth. It was amazing.